of Georgia Southwestern State University, where the Hurricanes lose for the first time this year in Peach Belt play. A tough home loss to USC Aiken by a final score of 67-64. The Hurricanes dropped to 6-4 and 2-1 in the Peach Belt, while USC Aiken, they improved to 7-3, and the Pacers now 3-0 in Peach Belt play. I'm joined by head coach Mike Leeder. Mike, a typical Peach Belt conference game, 13 ties, 17 lead changes.
Yeah, unfortunately we couldn't get the 14th tie. We did a great job getting a steal right at the end and the pressure, and just came up a little bit short there at the end. Got it in a tough spot down there with 9 seconds to go. Probably got about as good a look as we could have hoped for. But you know, it's like you said, typical night in the Peach Belt, and unfortunately we gave one away at home. And we're going to have to be good enough to go somewhere on the road and make up for that one on down the line.
Mike, we shot 55% the first half, 11 of 20, only 10 of 33 the second half. I made the comment a couple of times. I thought we were getting some mighty good shots the second half. We just couldn't finish.
Yeah, I wasn't disappointed in our shot selection at all tonight. I thought for the most part, you know, we only had one turnover in the second half, so I thought we did a great job of valuing the ball. We got some really, really good shots, and unfortunately they didn't go. And I think that one stretch where they pushed it out to 8, they hit a 3, we missed a wide open 3, then they followed with another 3, and we were able to come back and tie it. But we had some tired guys out there, and we really couldn't string together stops, you know, at the end of the game, and got down 6, and then you know, got it down to 3, but just we couldn't finish it off there at the end.
Career high for Jamon Hawkins, 24 points.
Played great, and you know, he shot the ball well. He only had 2 turnovers, and you know, he had been under the weather a little bit in North Alabama, wasn't feeling very well. But unfortunately, you know, you're starting to log those guys 36 minutes a night, and that's tough. And you're asking Jamon to go score 24 points and then guard a preseason all-league guy. You know, Raymond Nelson got in there a couple times at the end. But we put a lot on Jamon's plate tonight. I thought he played extremely well, and you know, I'm really happy with his performance. And you know, we've got to bounce back here on Saturday afternoon against a young Harris team that I don't think a lot of people thought very highly of. And then you look at it, and they've got 5 guys that can score when they put them on the floor, and they're going to be a very difficult matchup for us in here Saturday afternoon. So if we feel sorry for ourselves, if we don't come ready to go, we certainly don't want to make this, you know, 2 straight games losing at home in the Peach Belt. So we've got to be ready to answer the bell on Saturday afternoon.
I thought Daryl Davis really gave us a lift in the first half.
He did, and you know, he had been battling a very nagging hamstring injury, and you know, Daryl hasn't played in a long time, in about 6 years, and I told him at Christmas break I thought he played really well against Clayton State, and I said that you know, usually when guys have been out for a while, and I've coached a lot of guys like him, it's they play, then they get a little bit of time off, and then when they come back, they start to look like the player they were before they had the long break. And Daryl certainly did that tonight. Shot the ball very well. Had the wide open 3 there in the corner right before it went out of bounds. But I thought he gave us a lift. And like I said, he didn't play Sunday, and we weren't even sure if he was going to play tonight with his hamstring. But he certainly battled through it, and just gives us another, you know, potent weapon that can make shots.
Alan Arnett has been relatively quiet the last couple of games.
Yeah, we got to get Alan going. We said after the game that we're pretty much down to an 8-man rotation, and the 8 that we're playing, we got to have everybody answer the bell every night out. And you know, Alan's certainly capable, and he's a very talented young man, and there's no doubt that he'll go back to playing the way he was right before the break. But you know, it just wasn't his night tonight. Him and Michael got to play a little bit better, and they will. They're both good guys, and they're both good players, and I think they'll both respond to the challenge here on Saturday afternoon.
Mike, you made the comment way back before Christmas that it was unfortunate this year that of our 9 home Peach Belt dates, 3 of our 9 conference games are home without students.
Right, and I don't, you know, I think anything you do in life, you know, you try to do it with a purpose, and I really struggle with the purpose of the way the games have been scheduled. We play 2 games after exams, and we play 2 of our shorter trips, Georgia College and Clayton State, over exams, and then we're playing 3 of our 9 home games when students aren't here. So I just don't, for the life of me, I can't figure out what the process is, how they go about making the schedule. I don't think it's beneficial to the kids that are paying, you know, to go to Georgia Southwestern and watch their team play, that you only get a chance to see them 2/3 of the time in Peach Belt play. So, you know, that's something that I certainly don't agree with, and it's unfortunate that 3 of our 9 home games are, you know, essentially over the Christmas break.
And then we're going to take our 2 longest road trips on consecutive weekends.
Right, and consecutive weekends in the middle of the semester. So, you know, you'd like to think again that there was a purpose and a plan by which we schedule, and you know, nobody's really shared that with us what the purpose is behind the schedule, but it certainly doesn't help out the student athletes when we're leaving and making our longest trips of the year right in the middle of the beginning of the academic semester. So, but you know, that's the way that it's been scheduled, and we'll certainly deal with it and play them as they come.
Mike, as you mentioned, young Harris will be in here Saturday, the newest member of the Peach Belt. What do you know about him?
You know, they're not very big. They've got a team comprised of a lot of guards, a lot of quick guards. They're very, very offensive-minded in their attack. They're not very deep, and they don't have a tremendous amount of size. I don't think they've played against a lot of teams with legitimate size like we'll throw at them. But on the flip side, we've got a guard. You know, we're going to have to put smaller or bigger guys on smaller guys that are going to have a hard time guarding them offensively. So they play a lot of zone. The last couple of games they played a lot of 1-3-1 zone. So I'm sure we'll see some zone in here on Saturday afternoon. And you know, they've done a really good job. I think they're 7-3 overall right now. They're 1-1 in the Peach Belt, and they went on the road and split with Flagler and Armstrong, and had a 5-point lead at Armstrong late in the game, and couldn't hang on there right before Christmas. But you know, they do a good job. Their head coach is the guy that was the interim head coach at the University of Georgia several years ago. He also coached David Robinson at the Naval Academy. So Coach Herman's been around a while. They'll be prepared, and we'll certainly have our hands full, like we will every time that we play in the Peach Belt.
Speaking of a 1-3-1 zone, how did you like the looks of your zone tonight?
I did. I liked it when Daryl's in there playing big at the top. I thought we did a good job. You know, we wanted the game played in the 60s tonight, and you know, we tried to change things up a little bit defensively. I think they're about as talented. I think that Aiken, Augusta, and Montevallo are probably, you know, a notch or two talent-wise ahead of everybody else. So I thought we did a pretty good job tonight against a really, you know, talented team. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, they rotate 5 Division I transfers out there, so they've got a good team, and they're well coached. And you know, Vince is the all-time winningest coach at South Carolina Aiken, so he does a good job with them. And unfortunately, we weren't good enough tonight when we were able to get the game, you know, tied, and when we had our chances, we weren't good enough tonight.
Mike, with the tough loss tonight by 3 to a good USC Aiken, how big now is Saturday's game?
Oh, I think they're all huge, but anytime you're playing at home, you know, we worked so hard to get the win at Georgia College, and you know, giving this one up today, you know, I heard Georgia College beat Pembroke, so that doesn't help us. And I see Armstrong and Clayton State are tied. But anytime you go on the road, anytime that you're you know, playing a team as good as Aiken, you gotta. If you don't win, that's a night that other, you know, they're good. They're going to beat a lot of people, and it's tough because we're looking at teams on our side of the league winning now, and you know, it's pretty much, it cancels out a great Georgia College win. So Saturday's game is huge in terms of defending our home floor.
Mike, thanks for the visit. I thought you got a great effort tonight.
Thanks, Ricky.
Georgia Southwestern men's basketball coach Mike Leeder.